Hello, hello, good morning. We're gonna talk about one of my favorite things today. I am not a very organized person by nature. I am definitely that person that's like, things I shouldn't be winging it. Like, that's me. It's my personality, it's just how I run, but it's not good for my business. So over the last 6 years, I have figured out a lot of things, a lot of ways to do it the wrong way. And starting this year, I'd always tried to do the pen and paper bat, and I loved having a list, but it just wasn't fulfilling for me. And then I ended up with just all these papers with everything in a bunch of different places, and it just felt even more unorganized. So today we're going to talk about the BAT app. And what I'm really going to talk about with you guys, what I'm going to focus on is how I do it, where I do it, how I fit it in, because most of the time, at this time of day, all I have left are 3 things in the purple: initiate connections, invite, and follow up. Those are literally the only things that I have as of like 11 o'clock every day. So I have completed my BAT in the morning because I do so much better with this system. Okay, so first of all, the daily live power hours have been huge for me because I know there is a set time where I'm gonna be doing those IPAs, those income producing activities, those 3 purple circles that we all probably have dangling there at 9 o'clock at night. You're like, oh crap, I need to do the things. Like, what did I do all day? If you get to the end of your day and you feel like you worked all day and yet you still have things to do, you need to try this, okay? So I'm obsessed with the app. Even if you are a pen and paper person, try it. Try it for the whole month of December and see what you think. I was like, okay, I'm going to commit to doing this every day in August. I'm still doing it. I've never been consistent on anything this long, anything in my business, but I don't know what it is about being able to close all those circles and saving it in the app because it deletes it, and being able to see my whole calendar. And then month after month of consistency. And it keeps me going, right? I am definitely a list checker. Like, I am that person who adds extra things to my list just so I can check them off. And if you find yourself being that person, this is what you need. I don't care if you've been using a pen and paper app or a pen and paper bat. I need you to try the app. Try it with me for December, this whole month, and let's see what January looks like, okay? Just try it. SC BAT is all that it is on your phone. I share it with my coaches every night. Last thing in our group chat is our bats before we go to bed. And if I missed it in the morning or at night, it's in the morning. But I share it with them and they share it with me because they see that I'm doing the things. They see that I'm doing the things because I'm showing them my completed to-do list. I don't have to show them how many names I invited or all my follow-ups or these things. I need to show them that I am showing up every day. And so here's my deal with myself. I have to close all of my circles 5 days a week. Okay? So that means that I have to invite 5 days a week. If life gets crazy and I take a day off during the week, I have to invite one of the days on the weekend. That's my deal. You need to figure out what is your minimum. And you do that with your BAT. So you can have flexibility. If you have a crazy Tuesday, cool. Make it up on Sunday. If you work during the week, well, your weekends are probably going to be those invite days. You pick your busiest days during the week that you don't want to invite. Okay? So now let's actually talk about going through the BAT. So here's what I'm going to challenge you guys to do. I want you to have that green circle and that yellow circle completed before you start your day. So whatever your morning routine is right now, and I'll be honest with you guys, like I do get up early, but I cannot invite in the morning. I just can't. I'm like just waking up. I'm not really me yet. I haven't had my mom juice. Like I'm not feeling it, but there are other things that I can do. So I have started doing those other things in the morning, and then I leave my invites for like 1 o'clock when I'm feeling good, when I've had my Keef coffee and my new mug that I bought myself, when I've already had lunch and I've already gotten all the other shit done on my list, and I'm feeling good, and I'm like, hey, yeah, all I have to do is chat with some friends now. I can do that. So it helps me do the inviting because everything else is already done. And it's literally the last thing that I have to do to feel super productive for the day. And I'm getting it done by 2 p.m. every day. So I wake up at 6 a.m. And I'm going to walk you through this step by step. All right, so I get up at 6 a.m. I go out to my couch. I get my light box, turn that on. I have my morning routine. Okay, and my morning routine, if you watch my stories, it's the same shit every day. It's me with my mom juice, my meds, my light box, and then we meditate. Okay, so I also have my shake. And I usually take a picture of me drinking my shake or Cora stealing my shake, which happens all the time. So I am nailing out Drink Shakeology and my Engage in Personal Development. Here's the thing, guys. I do the meditation every morning and I check that off for personal development. And then when I'm doing the things later in the day, like mom chores or mom duty, I throw on a 10-minute podcast or I listen to the National Wake Up Call or something. Like I do get that in here and there, but every day I meditate. And I count that as my personal development because it has been a game changer for my productivity. It has been a game changer for my mood. It actually makes me want to do personal development. Like I used to, like I am very much that person that I go off of my feelings. And if I can feel the depression, I want to listen to music. I don't want to listen to PD. Like I want to listen to things that make me feel alive, not things that make me feel better. And like, that's just me. But when I do the meditation in the morning, I am so much more likely to do something that's good for me instead of something to just pass the time. I'm telling you, 10 minutes. Another thing, you can do it in 10 minutes in your morning and you check that box. Okay? You can do extra PD, you can do business to PD, great. But here's the thing, guys, meditation is amazing. It's another tool that you can offer your tribe and talk about in your stories. It's good for you. I am so busy. My brain is so busy. I was the person that recommended meditation and never did it. And when I started doing it, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like it changes my whole day. And I think that it's a big part of me continuing on with this bat, even in my hardest depression season. So I deal with all of the things. This is one of the things that helps me do them all. It is now one of my daily tools for me, also for my tribe. Okay, so I'm drinking my Shakeology, I'm doing my personal development, and then I do my workout in the morning. So I've closed my green circle before I start my day. Green circle done, okay? While I'm doing my light box, drinking my shake, I am adding value to my challenge group. This is when I am seeing all the things that I can accomplish on my bat. So instead of doing the IPAs, I'm saving them for later and I'm doing all the other stuff that kind of like pumps me up in the morning even, right? Like, so I'm going into my challenge group and I'm sharing a quote or a recipe or something in the morning, anything, right? And I'm commenting on people's things and I'm chatting and I'm shouting them out and I'm congratulating them. And then I find one thing, one person, maybe it's a private message that they sent me about something that I screenshotted and saved for my shout outs in my stories and my shout outs in my group that I can just easily share in there and be like, yes, go Gina, she finally weighs less than her husband. And like, that's my shout out for the day. That's literally what I did today in my group. Okay, I got a private message. One of my challengers now weighs less than her husband. Boom, shout it out. I posted it this morning along with a our focus for a recipe share and our focus for the week. And we're doing a bingo for like prizes and stuff. So I reminded them of that. So I contributed to my challenge group. I check off the respond to questions from coaches and clients because if I wake up, I always empty out my messages in the morning. So in the morning, as I'm kind of waking up, I'm emptying out my messages. So I'm responding to questions from coaches and customers. So I check that off too. I've recognized achievement in my group. Hey, guess what? Whatever that achievement was that you recognized in your group, throw it in your stories, check it off the box. I work smarter, not harder. When I add value to my group, when I remind them, hey guys, we have all these meal plans in the unit section, I take a quick screen record or a screenshot of that recipe and I share it in my stories. Okay? Your stories, the healthy meal recipe doesn't have to be a healthy meal recipe every day. It can be literally the point of that story is to show people that we eat food. Real food, that we don't just drink shakes. So literally all you can do, dinner from last night, boom, post it. You had a regular breakfast today, boom, post it. There you go. You don't have anything today, grab a recipe from a challenge group, grab a recipe from Pinterest, grab a recipe from Fix8, screenshot, boom. You're gonna wanna screenshot this in your stories. Value for people, okay? So now we have nailed out our green circle. And I always do daily life in the morning. I do my morning routine. I share my morning routine, even if it's just a boomerang of me and my light. So I've got daily life in my stories in the morning. I've got product use because I have my mocktail or my shake. And then I usually try to share a healthy meal prep or meal sometime in the morning too. I just take one from somewhere. If I share another one later of one of the food I'm eating, great, extra value. But I will share some kind of recipe, throw something in there in my stories in the morning. Ooh, this looks good. Might try this week. And then the invitation, promote group, or call to action. So I like to even switch this up. I will do, like yesterday, my poll was about the winter. Like, do you tend to like retract in the winter? Like, do you struggle with motivation, or do you just keep going and power through and it doesn't get you down? I think it was something like that. But it can be like, are you almost done with shopping? Still have some shopping left. Did you decorate your tree? Like, whatever. Throw some kind of interaction poll in your stories in the morning and call it a day. And then I usually have more than one poll in my stories, honestly, because then later, I usually want to talk about a group or something that I'm doing. But I get it done in the morning. That way, if my day gets crazy, I'm done. I did it. It's there. I can always add more value later. I can always talk about what I'm doing later. But this way, I know that I've checked off my boxes in the morning, and then if I feel like adding more value later, it's just a bonus. And I usually do because of the meditation. And the recognition or shout out, like I said, pick something from your group, a private message that someone sent you, edit it down, crop off their name, and throw it in your stories. So anytime anyone sends me something like that, I'm screenshotting and I'm sharing it in my stories. I just edit it down a little bit. I may tag them, but it's those victories that really like pull people in and that really show. You want to have the shout outs constantly so people know it's not just you. You're not the only one benefiting from these tools. You're not the only one benefiting from these programs. You are helping other people, and also you are the person to come to get started. Okay? So it can be shout outs for like all kinds of different things. They don't always have to be transformations. Mine are hardly ever transformations, to be honest. It's usually like some random thing that we're like celebrating in our group. And if I don't have anything, then I will literally just screen share through the action in my group and be like, look at these girls freaking crushing it on a holiday week. Cheers. And that's my recognition for the day. If you don't have anyone sending you private messages, go to a coach's page and pick something that they're doing and shout them out. Shout out someone else in this business for doing something amazing in this business. So it doesn't always have to be a challenger, a physical transformation. You need to actually start sharing other victories too. All the victories, okay? So get creative in that. And then you're working out in the morning. So what I do typically is I just set it up on hands-free. I let it run through 4 screens. I pick one, I save it. I usually pick like 4 moves. Okay, 4 moves, and because I'm doing 6 weeks of the work, I pick moves that are really challenging for me so I can talk about the progress that is being made. Sometimes I even pick moves where Mark is like kicking my ass. So I can share that too, right? Where I have to modify. I keep it really real because I want people to know you can start anywhere. You can do this. I broke my neck 5 freaking years ago and here I am stronger than I've ever been. I share that a lot. I don't just share my workouts and I'm like, yeah, worked out today. I talk about the words, the things that I share in my workout clips. I share them purposely to motivate other people so that other people will decide to do something for themselves that day, whether they do it with me or not. I want to be that person on my stories. Who do you want to be? I want to be the person that no matter what is going on in someone's life, they can come to my page and believe that they can get through another freaking day. That's what I want. That's what I want my social media presence to give to people. What do you want your stories, your social media to provide for people? Think about that even before you share all of your things. How are you going to shout people out differently? If you have a mentorship call with somebody, don't just share that you had a mentorship call. What did you talk about? Is it really freaking cool to see somebody's face? Did you laugh the whole time? Did you plan out your free groups? Like, do you just love that you have like new friends and companions in this business? Whatever it is for you, I need you to share that. I don't want you to just share what you're doing, because people don't care what you're doing, they care why. Okay, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. So, and then in the morning, lately I've been trying to make a post. I used to wait until the evening to post, and now I've been kind of doing like a little post in the morning. It's not like super big, but it's an inspirational quote or a recipe or a meal plan tip or something like that. Or I even share an old video or a live or a post from my memories. I know it doesn't get as much traction, but like sometimes the shit that I said in the past, I'm like, oh, that is good. And sometimes it really like comes to fruition. It was like a year ago at this point, we were doing the work and we stopped. And now we're further along than we were then. So I'm sharing things like that. I'm taking the picture from last year. I'm taking a progress photo from this year and I'm sharing the difference, right? So like things like that, any of those things, I pick something that I can put out there in the morning so I can check that box. And then I usually have a post in the PM that is geared towards whatever I'm inviting to that week, right? And it's also a really good idea on Sunday to be like, okay, what do I have going on? What am I inviting to? Because that is going to be the theme of your social media posts and your stories that week. Okay? So don't just randomly throw spaghetti on the wall and hope it sticks. You need to have a plan. You can adjust your plan weekly, but you need to have a plan for the week so that when you sit down on the couch in the morning, you already know what you're doing. You just have to find the different information to share that day. I do the same shit every day, but it looks a little different. But it's become such a habit that I'm doing polls on the weekend, that I'm inviting randomly on the weekend, because I'm inviting people who fill out my polls. And so like I'm randomly checking boxes on the weekends. And I even tell my tribe, hey guys, I don't work out on Sunday. It's my rest day. So tag me in your workout stories so that I can share them, so I can check it off my bat. And when I share a recipe, I share it with my group. I share it with my coaches in my team chat. Here's a recipe for your stories today. If I screen record my meditation for like a 15-second clip and it's really good, I share it with my coaches. I've started even screen recording pieces of the National Wake Up Call. Usually at the end when they share like how Beachbody has changed their life, or how they found Beachbody, like their story. So they're not hearing it from just me. Like I have started just taking pieces of things that I'm already doing and sharing them in my story. So I'm not actually spending any more time, but I'm sharing so much more value because I'm just taking the things that I'm already doing and sharing them. Do you guys have any questions so far? Please tell me this is making sense. So now it's like 8 o'clock. It's time to work out. So I'm going to finish the rest of my green box, and my yellow box is filled, and I have daily life, product use, maybe a healthy recipe, an invitation poll, maybe not that one yet. That one doesn't always happen in the morning. And a recognition and a shout out I always try to do in the morning. So at max, I have invitation, promote group, and workout clips left at 8 o'clock in my stories. That's it. My green circle is already filled out. And in my purple, I have responded to new likes, comments, or views, because I do that in the morning when I'm just kind of right? And I did a social media post. So literally, at 8 o'clock, all I have is initiate connection and add followers, invite people, follow up, workout clips, workout, talk about a group, poll, call to action. By 8 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't even get off my freaking couch. So here's another thing. When you have 5 minutes, I pull up that app. When you start to scroll Facebook, pull up your BAT app and say, what can I do in the next 5 to 15 minutes instead of scrolling? That alone has changed my life. That alone. Because when you're done, girl, you can scroll all you want to, right? Get it done. When you go to the bathroom at work or when you go to the bathroom at home, because that's the only alone time you got away from your kids, I know you can take your phone, do something on the pot. Seriously. Questions? I love seeing and you even have a note section in there. If there's really like, hey, follow up with blah, 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 or there's something that you really want to get done that day, you can write the note in there. But like, by 7:40 this morning, all I had left was workout clips, workout, and my IPAs. And my IPAs are happening at 1 o'clock in my power hour. It is already scheduled in my calendar. So I know those things are happening. So literally, well, I did my workout and I shared my workout clips before I came on here. So usually we stop working out and then I have to get Elsie started on homeschool. So virtual school, whatever. So when I get Elsie started on school, that's when I pop in my AirPods and I share my workout clips. And then that's done. So literally by 10 o'clock, like my stories are like done. And then I can just like share more daily life. And then I usually do try to do a talking story around my work time or my mocktail. That's it. That's literally it, guys. You're making it so much harder than it is, I promise. You're making it so much harder than it is. Easy, simple, just do the things, check off the list, and like you will feel so much better. So much better. If there is a specific schedule, thing, time, way that you fit stuff in, please share it on this thread. And if you have found anything particularly helpful, and if you don't have someone that you're sending your BAT to, share it in here. Guys, I feel like I'm always that annoying person that is like showing up in the Star Diamond chat like, hey guys, here's my BAT again. And I'm sending it to April all the time too, like, here I go, like just bragging on myself. Cause like it's so unlike me. It's so unlike me to be this consistent. And you can see it's paying off. And I want you to understand that too. I started this in August. The like round of new working coaches that I have that are like really like pushing and like doing the things, I recruited them the end of September. So August, whole September, that was 2 months later that those efforts started to come into play. Last month, everyone on this team struggled with Success Club. And I don't say this to brag. I say this because I'm freaking doing the things. I hit Success Club 10 and I hit 6 for Mark. So on a month where a lot of people struggled, a lot of people had a lot of objections, I signed 6 coaches and 2 clients. So, shit works. Sorry, not sorry. Do it. Do the BAT, do the app, because also when you do it daily on paper and pen, you don't actually see how consistent you are because you put it all on the paper and it's done for the day. But I know that every day when I save that new day, when I pull up the calendar portion, I'm gonna see that day undone if I don't do it. It doesn't go away for me this way. And I need that. I need to see the accountability as a whole. I don't know if that will help anyone else, but it seriously helps me. Being able to see the whole calendar and being able to see the consistency of all of it. And I'll tell you this, Holly, my new coach, well, not my new coach, but one of my coaches, Holly, she was showing up here and there, showing up, doing the posts, doing her workouts, somewhat consistent posting on social media. Maybe not so much in her stories other than like workout clips, right? So she started doing the BAT in October. And I said, just do it. Just do it consistently for 2 months. And let's see what happens. And here we are in December. She signed 2 coaches last month and a customer. That's more action than she has had in the last year. And it was like a week before this happened that she's like, I mean, I've been doing the things, but I just don't know if it's working. And I said, well, that just means you haven't been doing them long enough. Keep doing the things. And in like the next couple weeks, people started saying yes. People started wanting info. Like, you have to do the things consistently for a while before it's going to happen, guys. My journey is this way. I have to just put in the work and trust that I will see the results months down the road. That is how my physical journey works. So I have gotten on board with my coach journey being the same thing. What I did in November is going to pay off in January. What I'm doing this month is gonna pay off in February. I know that the efforts that I'm putting in right now is not going to pay off right now. And I need you to know that too. You're going to put in effort for longer before you see results, right? Like, that's just how it is. And when you start to see results, don't stop. Because the water that you have coming in, it will run dry if you don't keep doing the things. So that's why I love the calendar on the BAT app, so I can see my consistency, so I can track my efforts. If you're not tracking what you're doing, you're not running a business. End of story. And I think this lines us up perfectly for tomorrow, for Casey's topic, treating your business like a business. So thanks for hopping on today, guys. Please share your biggest takeaway, share what you're gonna be doing differently. Think about your day. Where do you have half an hour to knock off 4 or 5 things in the BAT? Can you do the work at nighttime? Like, maybe you're more of a nighttime person, so maybe you even set yourself up for the morning. You get all those things ready. You get the recipe ready in your pictures. You get the shout out ready in your pictures. And then tomorrow, bam, just bust it out. So even if you have a block of time, but it's not the time that you really want to post your stories, save them. Save them to make it easier on you tomorrow. Don't scroll. Go to your BAT app. Don't scroll. Go to your BAT app. What do we do instead of scrolling? We BAT, baby. Have a good one, guys.